Starting. Oh, and okay, I got a little blue box that says it. So,
I have a yellow
um,
box.
all right. So, hey guys, if you are joining me today, my name is Murjani, and another episode of the podcast is being done on Google Plus Hangouts, which is actually a really, really awesome little thing that we have. So, I have with me is Miss Gina Miller of the ASPCA. Say hello.
Everybody.
And we're going to just chat for a few minutes today, this morning, about puppy mills. A lot of people don't know about what they are really, and some people all know what they are, but they would like more information about the dangers of puppy mills. They're not really, really nice places to be, especially if you are a dog. So Miss Miller was very kind enough to take some time out of her schedule just to chat with us. And the ASPCA has something called a No Puppy Mills Pledge, and we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. So, Miss Miller, will you just kindly just introduce yourself to everybody and explain what your role is with the ASPCA?
Of course, my name is Gina Miller, and I am the manager of the Puppy Mills campaign with the ASPCA. We actually have a No Pet Store Puppies campaign, and then that lives on nopetstorepuppies.com. And that's where you can find all this information out, even after our hangout today, if you have any questions or clarifications. And you can certainly contact me through that website as well.
Awesome. Okay. And what is the No Puppy Mills or No Pet Store Puppies Pledge? What is
No
that?
Pet Store Puppies Pledge is something we put together because we found that consumers were going to pet stores and they were buying puppies and they didn't know that puppy mills across the U.S. supply pet store chains with puppies. So people were taking home sick puppies, and at the same time, they were unsuspectingly supporting a really cruel industry. So the No Pet Store Puppies Pledge allows people at nopetstorepuppies.com to click I pledge to not buy anything from pet stores that sell puppies. Obviously no puppies, but also no kitty litter if you have cats, no toys, no food or anything like that, because you're really giving money back to the puppy mill industry. We want to make sure that consumers know where their money's going, and we want to make sure they're able to pledge against supporting the cruel industry of puppy mills.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's actually really cool because nowadays I found that a lot more consumers are very concerned about who is getting the profits of their money. They're very concerned about where their products are coming from. So it's actually pretty cool. Thanks. Alrighty. And can you explain for those who are unfamiliar, what are puppy mills and what do you want people to know about them?
Puppy mills are, like you said, really horrific places for dogs. They're large-scale commercial breeding operations where profit is given priority over the well-being of the dogs. Dogs are kept in stacked cages. It's completely legal to keep them in stacked cages. They're rarely seen by a veterinarian. The females are bred at every single heat cycle. They typically don't have access to clean food and water. They don't have daily exercise routines. They don't have interactions, positive interactions with humans and other dogs sometimes. And, we just see some really, really horrific, dirty, just conditions that really promote suffering of the dogs that are living in puppy mills.
Aww.
It's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. Really briefly, I've been a vet tech or a vet assistant for quite a number of years, and I've seen firsthand when people come in for their first visits when they say, "Yeah, where did you get your dog?" And they're like, "Oh, I bought him from a puppy mill," or they don't know it was a puppy mill, but I can tell by the description of the place that they tell me, and sometimes usually the location of the place, I can probably think, oh, it was a puppy mill. And their puppies, they're usually covered in fleas and everything. It's completely gross. Can you explain briefly what are some of the health problems puppies from puppy mills come in with?
Puppy mills are prone to congenital and hereditary conditions. We see a lot of things like hip dysplasia and things that really are painful, lifelong ailments for these dogs. But we also see things like upper respiratory infections, pneumonia, like you suggested, fleas. We see really horrific skin conditions, lots of matting that just yanks at their skin, so they're covered in lesions and sores. The breeding dogs are forced to breed at every heat cycle, like I said, so the females typically have mammary gland masses and uterine problems. So we
Oh.
see lots of just conditions, medical conditions in these dogs that just they're prone to suffering, and sometimes, unfortunately, these conditions, these medical ailments, aren't always visible when you buy the dogs from the pet stores. Sometimes they show up a couple days later, and they have things like parvovirus, which is deadly for puppies, and it costs thousands upon thousands and thousands of dollars in vet bills to make these dogs healthy, if you even can make them healthy, and thriving puppies again. So as you can imagine, families that have children and they get their dogs from pet stores not knowing that they're supporting this industry, and then their puppy dies a couple of days later. We've seen a lot of stories like that. It's a really tragic thing. So we're here to, the ASPCA No Pet Store Puppies campaign is here to tell people exactly where these pet store puppies are coming from, and there are these horrendous puppy mills.
Oh, okay. And to your knowledge, is there a specific breed mostly found at puppy mills, or is it
We
just
see
more
all
variety?
kinds of breeds. We really do.
Okay.
I mean, because profit is given priority over everything at puppy mills, sometimes smaller breeds are the ones that are primarily in puppy mills because you can fit more of them in these cages.
Oh.
And you see people in the media that are carrying their little purse dogs and things like that. And unfortunately, those small dogs, when there's a big uptick in desire and demand for those small puppies, those small breeds, they end up in puppy mills and being churned out over and over again. And that kind of brings me to another point. It's not just pet stores that are selling puppy mill dogs. It's also internet, online, the internet. So you have to be aware, really, of where you're getting your dog. If you're not invited on the premises, if they're not, hey, come, I want to meet you, come meet us, come meet the parents of the puppy you're buying, then you're probably walking in or getting your puppy from a puppy mill.
Oh, okay. And are there is so if somebody suspects that a puppy mill is being run, is there anything that they can do?
So first and foremost, do not buy a puppy there. Um, Take your business elsewhere, but you can also contact us, either through the ASPCA's main page, aspca.org, or through nopetstorepuppies.com. And we respond to consumer complaints. A lot of times people buy a sick dog from a pet store or from an online website, and they tell us about their story, and we're able to get that story out. We also have a field investigations and response team that we work with very closely, because obviously our goal is to shut down puppy mills. So you should always notify your local authorities as well and let them know what you think is going on.
Alrighty. And can you explain, just to my listeners, why is pet adoption so important?
Pet adoption is so important because there are millions of dogs and cats sitting in shelters right now waiting for their forever home. So you get to save a life. The truth of the matter is that these shelters are over full, and euthanasia is a very real reality for these homeless dogs and cats. So and they make great companions. People say, I need to have a purebred, I need to have a hypoallergenic dog. Well, hypoallergenic dogs don't exist. That's a myth, first of all. So you have to consider that dogs in shelters, we say about 20% are purebreds, actually. So you can go in and find a purebred. And if your heart isn't set on a purebred, you can consider a mutt. I have two mutts, and I think that they are fantastic dogs. They have minimal health problems. Maybe I'm lucky, but you also can consider an older dog for your family. Sometimes you have a busy lifestyle and you're not able to potty train a puppy and deal with the chewing and all the things that come with adopting or purchasing a puppy. So you can get an older dog that is already kind of relaxed and maybe doesn't need as much entertainment that a puppy would need. So, pet adoption, obviously we always say adopt, don't shop. That's kind of our motto. And you can just give yourself the opportunity to save a life and do something good.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Alrighty. And finally, so where can the public go take the pledge and find out more about pet adoption and fostering?
I would go to nopetstorepuppies.com. You can take our pledge. At the same time, we also have a database of over 10,000 photos of just what it looks like inside of these large-scale commercial breeding facilities. Something we didn't really get into is that puppy mills are legal. They're USDA licensed. So when you go into pet stores, these pet store owners will say, my dogs aren't from puppy mills, they're from USDA licensed facilities.
Mm.
But essentially they're telling you that their dogs are from puppy mills. So in order to further educate consumers and really help consumers and our supporters to take a peek inside what it looks like inside these USDA licensed breeding facilities, we've put these pictures up on nopetstorepuppies.com, and you can see for yourself the real cruelty that exists in these facilities. Now, these photos were taken by USDA inspectors of violations of the Animal Welfare Act. And you can see what the inspector's notes, they're also posted on the picture, so you can see just what you're looking at and really further educate yourself and know that USDA licensed breeding facility does not equal humane treatment for these puppies and breeding dogs.
Oh man, you've certainly given us a lot to consider, because there was stuff about that, what you said, that I didn't even know about puppy mills. So I'm really, really glad that you were able to talk with us a few minutes for today. So
thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, no problem, no problem. So all right, guys. So there you have it. You can certainly go to the links that she mentioned. I'm pretty sure all of this is also housed at aspca.org, I believe.
It is. There's a puppy mill tab you can click on.
Awesome. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, Gina, for stopping by and giving us a few minutes to chat about this. This is a really important cause, and I was really passionate about it. So I was really, really happy that you were able to chat with me for just a few minutes today.
Again, we really appreciate it. And if you have any follow-up questions or anything, you have my contact information. Feel free to follow up.
No problem. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you later.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.